new journal and guide. Subscribe today.
My mother has been a single parent. She's been married multiple times. And it seems like every time she gets a divorce, I don't need a man. I can do all this by myself. I've done it before. My mother's done it. So her telling me that, it's like, okay, so basically I can do all this by myself. I don't need a man. So in my mind, it's making me think later on in life, well, all these men actually want to be with me and actually want to have a future, but I'm just like, I don't need a man. I don't need you. My mama did it. My grandma did it. I don't need a man. So it's kind of like been put into my mind, that's not what we need. So it seems like from generation to generation, it makes it seem like, oh, we don't need that. So people are like, why do I keep hearing people say, I don't need a man. I want to be there for you. But it's just that it seems like people who have been through things, bad situation with men or relationships they've been in, they put it in their mind that, oh, I don't need that. I don't need that bad. I don't need that bad situation. I can do this on my own. I'm an independent woman. I have a job. I can do this on my own. So they make it seem like, oh, I don't need that man.
I would love to put this into context. Because I truly have some history and know some roots of where that phrase comes from. So I'm going to put it into the box that it really, in my opinion, belongs in. I think it's gotten really out of context when women have passed that phrase down. There is some truth in it, in that, as you articulated in your statement, that women have advanced to be able to reach economic heights, to be able to provide for themselves in ways that they haven't been able to in the past. You know, we do have doctors and lawyers and entrepreneurs, people in government that are able to take care of their financial needs. You know, so I know that on a personal note, when some women say that, what they're truly only articulating is they don't necessarily need a man to provide for them financially. Now, with that being said, they do need a man to give them everything else that they expect from a man. They need him to protect her emotionally, to love her. A woman needs to be loved, a man needs to be respected. So a woman needs the love of a man. And when it comes to financial, if the woman's financially well off or she's able to provide, now I will tell you from a personal note, my money is extra. You know, I do expect for my husband to provide for me financially as well. But I need him to love me. But could I stand here before you and say I don't need him financially? Of course I could. But does that really mean I don't need him? Absolutely not. And I think what people have done is they've just thrown that out there because they don't know the context by which they may have heard it somewhere else. You know, so I share that because I personally live that. I've lived that with some of my female friends, and I will go on record here today that we do need men, okay? We do need you.
For me, that statement, I don't need a man, being a young female, successful female, for myself, like she said, it's from an economic, financial standpoint. I don't need a man to take care of me. But growing up without a father, for me, it also means that I don't have to go out and pursue a man to be happy. A lot of women who didn't have that relationship are always out looking for a man to fill that void or to feel that emotional connection that they don't have with a man. So when I say that I don't need a man, it doesn't mean that I don't never want to ever be in a relationship. It just means that when God presents that person to me, I'll accept it. But I'm not going to go out and be on the prowl looking for a man.
Thank you.
That God, food, water, and air is what we need. Okay? So there is no problem with a woman thinking, it might be a little problem with her saying she doesn't need a man, but in the end, it's true. And if you feel that that is hurtful to hear a woman say it, or that she feels that way, then that's on you. You need to work with yourself on how you feel about who you are as an individual. But in the end, the only things that are needed is God, water, food, and air. Now, to think that, like they said, it's out of context. If it's in a negative connotation, if you're using it in a negative connotation, yes, that is bad. I don't need a man, da, 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 da. But in the end, that is truthful. Otherwise, we wouldn't have successful single parents. And you brought up that the numbers aren't necessarily true. I was raised by a single parent mother. My father was in jail the entire time, and he's still in jail from trying to kill her when I was 2 years of age. She taught me to stand and go to the bathroom. She taught me my identity. So if there is an exception to your rule, that is not truth. If there's an exception to your rule, that is not truth. And again, I'm gonna fall back on identity. You should not be worried about how anybody, if that's bothering you, you're worried about how someone perceives you as a male or a female, that's something you need to work on within yourself. You need to love yourself first before you can even give love or be able to receive it.
This production has been brought to you by Image Entertainment.